What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the Miss Teen Crypto Show. I'm your host, Randi Hipper, back at it today on a lovely Friday. And yes, I said Friday because we worked hard to get to this point, the end of the week, where we could sit back, relax, talk NFTs, gaming, crypto, all of it. Before we get started, this show is sponsored by Bybit. Make sure you check out Bybit. Click that zesty link to look at some cool bonuses you could get with that. So shout out to Bybit and shout out to everyone in the chat. If you are ready for today's show, please make sure you smash the like, subscribe, share the stream out with friends, because more people need to look and check out and get to know today's zesty guest, none other than Crypto Stache. Welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm kicking back. It's like you said, Friday. Let's go.
Yeah, dude, it's Friday. We got a party out here, and you're all dressed up as a secret agent. Ready. Love it. How's everything going, man?
You know, just hanging out, playing games, popping collars.
So
doing what we always do. I mean, Friday's the end of the week, and everyone's ready to go do whatever it is they do. I mean, for many of us, that's out there. We're gaming, right? That's a lot of people are out there, and we're having fun. And whether you're playing a Web 2 game or Web 3 game, doesn't matter. But it's time for games. That's how I see Friday.
Absolutely. And you
trying to skate off work early,
Yeah.
So you can get home and play that game that you love.
Pick up some In-N-Out on the way, since you're all the way on the West Coast.
Yep, let's go.
Have you gotten any recently, Stache? Any nice West Coast In-N-Out?
It's been actually a minute since I've been in and out. Thanks for reminding me. Damn.
Wow, really? I thought, I thought it was like more in you, Stache. I thought In-N-Out was like a part of you, like it was a part of me.
I mean, it's one of those things that you love, but you realize you just can't have every single damn day.
I mean, are you still on a diet? Are you on a diet, Stache? Is this what it's all about?
Can't be doing. I mean, it's not even just think about like even not even being on a diet, but like, can you really let's eat burgers and fries like every day?
Not every day. I mean, if you're watching the calories, you could do a lettuce wrap, even though it's a little lame sometimes. But
all right, yeah, lettuce wrap.
Yeah, I like the lettuce wraps are okay sometimes. It's not really like the satisfying the craving, but it's there. It half counts. Stache, there's so much going on. In the crypto space since you were last on the show. Do you mind, for people that may not know you, which is crazy, like how don't they know you? Especially Digital Asset News is in the chat. He said you don't need to diet if you got a coat like Stache. Absolutely, dude. How did you get started in crypto?
This coat is very slimming. I mean, you look at it, it's like, if you look at if I took this coat off, you go like, oh my god, Stache is ripped. But in the coat, I just,
Are you pumping iron to pump the markets, Stache? Is this what? Are you pumping iron to pump the markets?
Pump it up. I'm ready.
Pump. I actually have seen Stache, in figure form and in person with the coat. I love this. And Stache actually gave this to me at NFT NYC. It is non-fungible. It's the 10th one in creation. So I thought this was pretty dope. Do you mind giving a backstory behind this cute little Stache right here? It's so adorable. I love it.
That's a creator that is the Stache Agent of the Year award. Physical redemption for an NFT that I did on the Theta blockchain, actually.
Theta?
So Theta doesn't do, they've done some NFT stuff, but they don't do a ton. Like, they don't get a lot of accolades of like, oh, NFTs on Theta. But so I did some of the first early NFTs with them as they were kind of getting their network going. And this was part of that first drop. So we did this. There was a digital version of that one, where it's like just a spinning 3D model of this award, Agent of the Year award. Yeah. And then there was one that was backed by an NFT that was backed by this physical redemption, where it's a 3D printed version of that award and hand painted by me. I painted that by hand.
Ooh. Wow. See, this is creativity. Not only is Stache a content creator, a pro gamer, a secret agent, he also is an artiste and a singer.
Yep. That's true.
Yeah, it's true. How's
all true.
How's your band actually?
Keep going. And what else?
Top gamer, top influencer, crypto Twitter thread writer. I don't know, Dr. Disrespect, maybe above Dr. Disrespect. Better Stache than Dr. Disrespect.
All
NFT
right, okay,
NYC
all right, you're too
top
good at this.
speaker.
Just stop. All right, you're good.
I know
You're
too much about you, Stache.
good.
Are you going to NFT NYC this year? Are you leaving your house this year, or are we all staying home?
We got a lot of missions
Do you
here at
know?
headquarters. This is home most of the time. Spent a lot of time here at headquarters, GIA.
Mm.
A lot of work to be done. A lot of missions to go on. I want to go to New York. But I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I don't know if I'm going to make it or not. We'll see.
It's okay. I mean, at least you
A
made it to
I
Cat's
heard a lot
Deli
of people
last
are
time.
bailing.
Yeah. I mean, I live here, and I don't even know if I'm gonna go. I live here,
I'm
bro.
gonna go. Dang. So that's tough right there because if I lived there, I would probably go.
Because I don't know. Were you on you were on a panel last year, right? I came to see you. I recorded you. Duh.
Yeah.
I had your phone.
Yes, thank you.
I didn't steal the private keys, guys. I was so good. I just streamed on his phone. At the end, you saw my face. I was like, I had to come in there somewhere. That was so funny. I was like secret agent complete. It was such a mission. I loved it. It felt so special. Anyway, I loved NFT NYC. It was like the after parties were the main thing, though. I mean, you had a panel. Did you feel like as a speaker, did you enjoy being on a panel? Do you wish you had maybe you had the option to do your own thing? Wish it was a longer panel? How'd you feel?
I like panels. I mean, I like panels. So in general, I typically opt for that. I like being a moderator.
Yeah, you were good.
But you know what I'm saying? So I feel like I do a good job of moderating and kind of keeping a conversation going. And I think that's one of the reasons why, I'm invited to speak at a lot of these events and have been for a while. Is I know how to kind of work the crowd, work the stage a little bit, which is important.
Yeah.
You go to all these damn events, man, and every damn person on the stage is just dry. It's like that turkey. It's like when you go to grandma's house and then you go and you're waiting for the freaking turkey and you're eating all the other junk food and turkey's not coming. It's not coming. And then you get the dinner and it's dry. It's dry as all hell.
With no
and that's
gravy.
all you have to eat. That's all the turkey you're going to get. And it's dry. And that's exactly how I feel with these conferences, man. You go here and you sit and you watch people on stage. And it's like, oh my gosh, another one. And they're just so dry. And they're just talking and droning on and blah, 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 blah.
Wow.
And yeah.
Get wrecked.
You can't do that. You gotta keep it hot.
Get freaking wrecked. Because I kind of do feel a little bit that way. I feel like that at NFT NYC, there's just a lot of speakers, right? So it's like who do you take the time out to go to? There's 5,000 different venues. It's really confusing. And then again, a lot of people attend the after parties, and they were during the day party. So it was like people were ditching the conference and going to these side parties. So I do hope one day we could have a lot more organized, so that way I could get to everyone. It was hard to get to everyone. I was missing people.
Oh my gosh, it's never gonna happen.
I missed so many people.
More organization, please.
Gosh forbid. I mean, listen, I think if you could draw up a conference, what do you think crypto conferences should have to make them more intriguing, not only for crypto community members, speakers, but also people outside of crypto that want to come in? Because I feel like a lot of these events are just people in crypto. They're not a lot of people are new coming to these events.
We should just do a giant icebreaker where you just make everybody go around and talk to everybody else. No speakers. No anything, just you're wandering around and it's like an NFT based game that leads you around and to talk to your fellow conference goers and because that's one of the things when you look at what conferences are, it's just people networking and talking.
Yeah.
Most of the time, that's what these break down to. Even when people are talking, there are people trying to carry on conversations and things like that. So just give the people what they want. Just make it all about networking and talking. Be done with it.
Networking and talking. I really do feel like that's mostly why I like to go to the events too.
Let's just talk.
Yeah, I like to talk.
Twitter in real life.
Literally, it's one big Twitter space, and then everyone's talking over each other, and then there has to be one person that's at the dinner table that's guys, and then starts talking on Twitter space.
Damn it!
And
just for a second.
Yeah. Please let me just like finish this thought first and then you can go. It's like so funny. Twitter Spaces like
Guys,
etiquette.
come on.
And then, it's so funny because I think it like real life, like all these crypto people, it's like when we finally leave our houses, it's like a big thing. And then when we're sitting down and we're at like the dinner tables with our friends from crypto Twitter, it's like we want to hit like those emojis like in the chat and like do like raise our hands to talk at the dinner table like we do in Twitter Spaces. I feel that sometimes. I really
like, where's
do.
the 100% emoji? Where's the 100% emoji?
Like, oh my god, this guy's spitting out. But throw the hundreds, throw the hundreds. How do you overall like crypto conferences, the ones you've been to at least? Because I feel like,
Yeah.
like you get around. You're like in Miami and LA, everywhere in between.
I'm a secret agent, man. What can I say? This job of gathering gaming intel and reporting back to our elite community, it doesn't do itself. And I got to travel around. I'm a man of mystery and international travel. That's just how it goes as a secret agent. You have to kind of go where the action's at. So yeah, I mean, I do love going to conferences.
Yeah,
I really do. I enjoy it.
Yeah.
Be able to just talk to people, meet, hang up. I mean, not hang out with them, but like hang out with them. Just kind of be able to mix it up with people in real life. I think is actually more important in a lot of ways than everything we do online.
I agree. I feel like in person you really like lock down a relationship with people. Like people know you're legit. People know like we're all like, real people. You have a better connection with them. And speaking of a connection, people have major attachments to their NFTs. And I know you love your NFTs. I love NFTs. We've been in the NFT space for a long time. But when did you first find NFTs? And how do you feel as though the adoption has been since you entered or found NFTs?
It's been a long time.
It's been a minute, sir. You're a veteran.
It has been a minute. I've been there since the beginning. I mean,
literally.
Yeah, I mean,
literally.
When the term NFT was kind of coined, and we saw CryptoKitties and things like that kind of start, like popping up. That's what it really, to me, became obvious. Seeing like, hey, there is this utility behind this side of things, right?
Yeah.
It's the antithesis to Bitcoin, where Bitcoin is this fungible token, right? Great value transfer or retaining value over time. But having this non-fungible side of this, like for unique type of objects, but with the same type of security and reliability and immutability, that's huge.
Yep.
And so I kind of knew right away. So I kind of started shifting what I was talking about and the things I was focusing on, really since the beginning. So I've been talking about it for a very long time, and not a lot of people cared.
Nope.
Not a lot of people get really nobody. We'll just say there's just like not a lot of people. When you really talk about even how many people were in crypto at the time.
Yeah, crazy. Super niche. Like like crypto is already really niche. Like Bitcoin is already really niche. Then NFTs, it's like the whole world. Then this is crypto. Then NFTs. Then like NFT gaming, and then like all the other utilities. Like really like this big. It's so small. It's literally like only I guess like thousands. I would say thousands. I don't know if millions of people are in NFTs yet. I would like say like low around there. I don't know if there's millions of people in NFTs yet. But
I mean, I would say we're probably around there at this point.
Like the millions, not like the billion mark.
Yeah, I think in the millions for sure.
It's so niche.
Definitely not billions, but still niche. I mean, so in that respect, I mean, these are people who may have had very limited exposure. To NFTs and things like something they just got for free or something that their friend told them to get real quick, and They did that, and now they haven't talked about it or even thought about it in months after they got it for free. It's sitting in that wallet, whatever that was created for them, and it's hanging out.
What have you seen throughout, because I know you mentioned crypto kitties, and then I remember we were speaking and you said you were really early on Engine, and Engine was like really early with
Yeah.
those NFTs. So how have you seen, like, Engine, I guess, like continue to go on? Because I know some people from Engine, and how do you feel like different blockchains like came about and how you feel like they serve a purpose? And do you like other blockchains and different NFTs on different blockchains?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely started doing NFTs on Ethereum,
Yeah,
right? And yeah, with Engine was really the first spot to do that with. And so I was really working with them early on to do some of the really cool stuff that they were doing. In the beginning, like Engine Beam, which I always thought was really cool way to like distribute NFTs for free to people through a QR code.
that's
And
dope.
yeah, exactly. So they did a lot of really cool stuff early. So
Super
I was
early.
kind of yeah, exactly. I was kind of talking with them a lot, working with them on things as well as some of these early games, and did some cross promotion of stuff, which was kind of cool. Getting NFTs that people could that were some NFTs were inspired by me or my mustache or something. And like they become playable as a character in a different game or something. So we had a lot of fun with some of the early things, with NFTs. And that was what I always really loved about the beginning of how NFTs kind of got started, because there was a lot of still experimenting with how to do things and what you could use them for and whatnot. So it was a little bit more fun in that respect of versus like money, 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 money.
Exactly. It was like where you were here for the tech versus like, the
I
money.
mean, like legit, like it kind of was. It was kind of like,
Yeah.
hey, hey, we're here because this is kind of cool and interesting, and what can you do with it? And I don't think it was really as focused on like, all right, how can I use this to make millions of dollars?
Exactly. And I do feel like a lot of those early little things like Engine and the games you were playing and having your NFTs playable in the game, like that's the beginning of the whole idea of interoperability that everyone kind of like forgot about. And then NFTs got really popular with CryptoPunks again, Bored Ape Yacht Club popped off, and then all of a
Mhm.
sudden Play to Earn came too. So I mean, watching Bored Ape Yacht Club and then CryptoPunks especially being given out for free, going to the price they were during the bull run. I mean, man, did you ever expect like mainstream adoption to happen like that and that quick? Or did you think this was kind of like a slow burn for NFTs, especially you being there from the ground floor?
Yeah, I will say it was a little surprising how quickly NFTs kind of like came out. Like it was like I think we always say this. There's that one killer app that like really puts it in the spotlight, and I think we had that with NFTs. I think we found something with NBA Top Shot that really put it out into the spotlight as a mainstream thing for people to at least springboard from, and then want to go check out other things too that had to do with NFTs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think a lot of people just kind of in general catching on to what it becomes a trend. And there's a lot of bandwagon people out there. They want to make sure that they don't miss out. They got that FOMO real hard, and so I think that it really helped to contribute to a lot of the PFP rise that we saw.
Oh, yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see what happens here with just like NFT and collecting in general, because this first kind of hype cycle that we saw everything go through. Like, are we going to see that again? That level of interest, that level of hype, to that kind of degree? Well, maybe not. Maybe similar to like with DeFi, where it just kind of cools down and like, yeah, people use it. Yeah, it's out there. NFT is great, but not like it ever was.
Hmm.
I don't know.
I do believe it. They're gonna have like even more hype than before.
You think
And
so?
absolutely.
You think it's just going to be like, whereas a board ape at this last cycle at the top was, the minimum, we'll say, well, like was like 800,000 or some shit, 700,000. They're definitely going to go up in value this next cycle around, you think?
I do think there's going to be something that pops off, and it's going to be a new trend. Like Thank you, Squigs. I appreciate the 100 emoji super chat. I do think that a lot of people are going to be attracted to this space. I really think the amount of people that came into this space, brought a lot of adoption, but there's going to be something else. I'm telling you, because you're seeing already like volume starting to tick up. Like, I don't know if you saw the Dookie Dash key sold for $1.6 million. Other projects on OpenSea, they're starting to sell for 20 ETH, 50 ETH on the secondary market. Liquidity's coming back and people are building. So I think it's just going to take one thing to pop off for everything to pop off again. Because once Beeple, too, sold that $69 million NFT, it was like, whoa, a whirlwind at that point. But I think we're going to have another thing like that for sure. NFT hype, that was just the beginning. That was like tokens in 2017. When people started to get excited about tokens, the ICO phase, kind of like bear market after that. And then all of a sudden DeFi. And then the grocery store tokens came out. And then a lot of hype came back to altcoins and things like that. I think it's going to be probably the same thing with NFTs.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I can feel it.
I don't know. I understand. I feel you there. I hope that's the case.
We're so early, man. We're so early.
Yeah, well, and that's what I mean. Like, NFTs can be used for such a huge variety of things. Now, when it comes to gaming, I think that this is one of the use cases that is consistently, it will have a consistency versus some of these other ones. Whereas, you'll get some NFTs as a promotional, effort from Legendary for their latest Godzilla movie, right? Which is cool. But then, like, what are you really going to end up doing with it? So you're gonna have a bunch of these collectible NFTs, just kind of like, it becomes the next box top, or the next like Cracker Jack toy, you know what I'm saying, or the next like toy inside the Captain Crunch. Like that's what the NFTs are kind of becoming in that respect, right? From the entertainment industry, and that's fine. I think that's a cool way to evolve that system, but they can do a lot more than that. I think in gaming, it really shows that there is a lot more that NFTs can kind of do for that world, and it's very consistently long term for solving long term problems.
Yeah, and I 100% agree with you. And you've been gaming your entire life, and you've seen the evolution of gaming consoles, gaming systems, the way games have their mechanics, the way they all work. How do you feel as though like Web3 has been kind of entering the gaming space? Because I feel like a lot of these people that are creating games in Web3, they're not a part of like all these big these big gaming studios. A lot of people are just hiring developers and artists and kind of just crafting this all themselves. So how do you feel like Web3 games kind of entering the gaming space, period?
Well, I think that's actually two questions there. So I'll answer I'll answer the second one first.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
When it comes to, Web3 developers coming in and trying to create games using this technology, even though they have not been part of big studios or developed games in the past, I mean, how do you think these big studios and these people who developed those games got there? They started at some point. You know what I'm saying? And so I think a lot of it comes down to just talent and work ethic. So if you understand what it takes and you have the work ethic, I think that it's very viable, and that's how we've seen most major studios kind of start. People who just got together and said, "Let's do this thing," and then here you are 20 years later. Now, I mean, obviously that's harder and harder to do these days than it was the Atari days, we'll say, right?
Yeah.
But it still holds true. So, I mean, I would definitely give credit to any person who is in Web3 trying to develop a game and, weathering the storm of NFTs in games suck. And, the narrative of like, they're horrible, they're a scam, doesn't matter what you do. I was even talking to some guy and he was like, I was like, well, this is a free mint, man, for this NFT. He goes, it doesn't matter. Free, paid, they're all scams. And I go, how is it a scam if it's free? I don't really understand. Like, you don't have to take it, man, but if you want it, it's free here. And, it doesn't require anything. And he's like, no, it's a scam. Snake oil. Stay away.
Oh. So his favorite game character is a scam too, because once you buy that, it goes straight to zero.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, as soon as and then, but that I think they, for some reason, they use that as a defense.
It's so weird.
I could just pay $60 now and go get this AAA game. Why would I pay So why would I pay $100 for this other thing, that's stupid NFT?
It's like
And I'm like, well, hey man,
that's how they get you
either or you
though.
don't.
The Web 2 games. They're like, here's just like $60 for our game. Start playing. And then, you want that sword? You want that character? You want those tokens? Well, pay up with your mom's credit card. That's the way it all goes. And then
Right,
these
and
plebs
that's
do it.
and that's what I mean. I don't even think that's really changing. I think that yeah, there are some situations where we see people and companies taking advantage of the NFT model to try and like sell really high priced items. And I
Yeah.
get where that pisses people off. But there are games that do that outside of what, like, has nothing to do with NFTs. There's tons of games that do this.
Yeah.
I've played games where they had super like items that were like, this item is $10,000.
Is that
Yeah.
for real?
Yeah.
Wow. That's
Yeah, for sure.
that's pretty baller of them
I
to
know.
ask. Like,
And then people dropping like that, and then knowing that people have dropped like $100,000 on in-game items in a game for various reasons, for titles and deeds and castles and all kinds of crazy shit.
wow, that's crazy. I don't
Yeah.
know. I remember like when I was little, I couldn't have iTunes gift cards because I was such a degen. It was like once I had the money, I would just like buy all the stuff and just like want to like get to the top. And I feel like that's where like things could get tricky. Things get dicey for everyone, Web 2 or Web 3. You gotta like
Yeah.
hold back on the trigger finger with the purchases. Once you get addicted to a game, like that's it. Like that's it. You're done.
I
You're
mean,
hooked.
it's true, and that's but that's what games developers they want. They want that like stickiness, right,
Yeah.
to a game.
I mean,
They want people to come back and want to keep playing, and
is there any game that you were ever like really, really addicted to that you couldn't stop playing? It could be like Web 2 or Web 3, it doesn't matter.
oh my gosh, so many games. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, like what's one you went on like a bender with? Like you couldn't leave the
Uh,
computer or whatever.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's okay. So probably the recent one was maybe Elden Ring, but then also the new Call of Duty. For whatever reason, man, I was just jumping in and playing DMZ, and I was like, this is different, because I played a lot of Warzone and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. But the DMZ is a little bit of a different mode. I was like, this is kind of fun, and I just kept playing it, and I kept finding myself like jumping in, like playing it every day, and I was like, oh my gosh, man. I've been playing this for like 4 hours right now. I probably got to stop.
Like I have an issue. It needs to go. I've had that. It's bad.
And then and then same thing like Elden Ring too. I was like playing it like nonstop, and I still haven't beat it.
Oh my
I still
gosh.
haven't beat it. I
You
still
will.
have not beat it. It's kind of crazy. I probably have a good 20 plus 30 hours to go still.
Oh,
No joke.
wow, that's time. Like
Well,
that's a
it's like- I think-
grind.
Yeah, I think like on average, I think it's like a 70 or 80 hour game.
Whoa. Like
Yeah.
like it's actual like timed out that you have to do like A, B, and C, or it's just like an estimated.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. About if you played it about the pace that you would need to play, I think it usually that's about what it rounds out to be.
whoa. So do you classify yourself as a pro gamer, or what does it take to be a pro gamer?
Pro gamer.
Yeah, go off. Go
Yep.
off. What does it take to be a pro gamer? How do you title yourself a pro?
Say it again. Say it again. Say it again.
You're a pro gamer, best gamer in the space. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Stache, stache, stache. Play to earn, play to win.
I don't know that I would consider myself a pro gamer. I like playing games. We like
Yeah.
hanging out. Me and the community of agents. We like going on missions. It is a lot of fun. I think that's the main thing is creating a community that enjoys playing games together and can kind of talk about it and support each other in a bunch of different ways. Whether that's Web 2 or Web 3, doesn't matter. That's where we're hanging out in Discord talking and playing some of the best. And obviously too, we get a lot of great access to things. Being part of the gaming intelligence agency.
Yeah.
And we get definitely top secret clearance to a lot of the hottest stuff.
Ooh. And how so all you have to do is enter the Discord and you could be a part of the GIA?
Yeah. The GIA, that's
gotta-
our home community, yeah, in Discord. So you can hang out there. Now we do have our elite group, our elite crew
Oh.
of gamers. And these are the ones that get like extra perks each month. So they get like free NFTs for the Secret Agent Stash game. They also get partner NFT drops periodically from our partners,
Oh,
and
sheesh.
also like some closed play test opportunities and codes to test on their own some of the games that are in development right now, some of the top stuff.
Nice. All right, fam. I just dropped the Discord invite for you guys in the live chat if you want to join the GIA. I mean, listen, NFTs, NFT crypto gaming. I don't think it's going to be called crypto gaming in the future. It's just going to be gaming. But for now, we're a niche little nerd fest right now. How do you
Yeah,
feel?
so niche nerd fest.
Yeah, it's a niche nerd fest. I love it. I embrace being a nerd, and I love being a nerd. No shame. I really do think that,
Yeah.
of course, play to earn or like play to win, whatever, was a phase. I feel like it was like the beginning of like DeFi, right? Like the grocery store tokens. It was like kind of like that a little bit where all these random games were coming out, and some of them weren't even games. They were just tokens, and they were like, "Oh, we're gonna release a game, but here's our token first. Get into our token," and then all of a sudden, it's all about money again. How do you feel about that play to earn phase? Do you think play to earn is dead, or do you think it's just gonna be something again that is gonna stick around, just in a kind of a different form?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot on each side, both camps. Camp play to earn is dead, and camp no play to earn is just evolving. Play to earn's here to stay. So we got people on both sides of the camp. I gotta say, I think that I hate to say it, but I'm straddling the issue. I got one leg in one camp and one in the other, and the reason why is because, okay, I think that, saying play to earn is dead. Play to earn's dead, guys. It's dead. Boom, we killed it. Like, I mean, it kind of is true in a sense, right? But I do feel like when you look at like this category of gaming, is it going to go away? No, I think there'll be a category that is very specific, like play and earn type of games that people will want to go do. Just like, when you go to a casino, like you're going there for a very specific type of game. It is essentially a plain earn.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, these games kind of resemble some of the same things that you'll see at a casino. So I do feel like these play to earn games will still be around. I don't think play to earn is actually dead. But do I think it's going to be the driving mechanism for mainstream games that incorporate blockchain and NFTs in them? No. And that is where it is dead.
Oh. Oh, sheesh. So you're doing like a whole split right now on this, a whole split.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm kind of saying. Yeah. So when you look at like the narrative and everyone just wants to make it really black and white, it's really not.
I
It's not a
understand.
black and white issue. That's what I'm saying. So, is play to earn dead? Why? I think that the notion that, everything we're doing is based on play to earn is dead. Yes.
Yeah.
But do I think there'll still be play and earn games? I do think that, I think there'll be a category out there, a genre of games that are still, whether they're called play and earn, but they'll still be focused around that as the main driver.
Yeah, I mean, during the bull market, people, in third world countries and even in the Philippines, especially, they were making more money playing play to earn games like Axie Infinity than doing their daily jobs, which they were really making nothing at. So do you think we could ever hit that height again of people becoming self-sovereign and maybe financially free somehow, some way using blockchain gaming? Or do you think that phase is kind of past and it's more about the gaming, the NFTs and the interoperability and whatnot?
I think that was very much a fluke and not one that couldn't be repeated, but that's how I feel about it. I feel like it was kind of a fluke. It was the first lesson of like, nope, that's not really how this works. And you've created a pyramid of an economy, and eventually it's going to burst here, which it did with the Axie. And I think that there was some pretty obvious signs, and a lot of people just didn't pay attention. So we're never going to have that again. It's never going to be not like that.
Yeah.
Will there be a time maybe where some sort of gamification, something has become so popular that people will pay others to go do some of that work for them? Of course. I mean, we still have that right now. We saw that with with Dookie Dash, where people were paying others to get high scores on their sewer passes so they could get something possibly bigger in whatever mysterious prize they have cooked up for that. So I mean, it's already that's something that already happens.
Yeah, Dookie Dash was something that I don't know. Are they not going to do? How did you feel about Dookie Dash? It's not something that again was open to everyone. You had to have quite a bag to purchase a key and
Yeah.
everything like that to enter the game. So, how do you feel about Dookie Dash in general? I don't know if you've. I don't think you've played it, right?
No, I didn't get a chance to really play it. I know, yeah, I don't own I didn't own any board ape or mutant ape or anything for that. Didn't get a sewer pass. So no, I didn't get a chance to play it. But what I will say is that Yuga's really good at finding ways to kind of extract value or to get value out of something. And this was a really interesting way of going about minting a very one specific unique item. The top player is gonna take something, but then you saw like people spent millions and millions of dollars boosting their characters trying to go to go farther in the game, to
Yeah.
what I'm saying, to get high. So I mean, Yuga wins out no matter what happens, which is great. All these transactions, people's buying and selling sewer passes, they get in on that. Then they also get in on people paying through the game to boost themselves. So I think they did a really great job of like highly monetizing it and making it something that was competitive, which I like,
Yeah.
but also yeah, definitely something that generated a boatload of cash,
Absolutely. And I
which
think
Yuga likes
yeah,
for
I
sure.
think I mentioned that too when I was on your show Around the Metaverse. Shout out to Around the Metaverse live on Stache's channel every Monday. Great show, 7 p.m. Eastern, 4 p.m. Pacific. Great show. I remember we were talking about this and I was like, yeah, Yuga benefits every single way because even when what was it?
Mhm.
Other Side came out, they had these Other Side lands that were selling for a sheesh ton on the secondary market and everyone was losing their noodles over it. And again, that's another beneficiary for them because even if it didn't work, great for them. And I haven't heard anything about Other Side. Did they forget about that or
No, they're still working on it. I
okay,
think
because
they're
I haven't
getting,
heard
yeah.
anything.
So I think it's this month or maybe next month. They're
Okay.
getting ready to do like the second play test going into the Other Side, and like the first one, it wasn't actually not bad. I mean, it did. I will tell you, the only Yuga asset that I own is another side land.
Oh. So
Yeah.
why make that move? Why was that worth it?
Well, because when I saw that first test, I had a huge amount of FOMO, and I went out and bought and I went out and bought an NFT, and I was like, no, I am not going to miss the next one. This looks great. I want to be a part of like what they're building with this. Now this is really up my alley versus what we saw before, and
Yeah.
that's where a lot of times where I want to get into an NFT project when I see that they're doing more than just like, oh, it's another PFP. Okay, great. Like
Yeah.
that's when I got into cybercons when I saw they started, we're starting to work with the sandbox, and you could get a VX, right, which was like the evolution of like with their brand, like I think they're like their third set or whatever, and so it gives more utility, like actual game utility. Oh, cool, I can play with that. That sounds great.
Exactly. That's
Let's
dope.
go. I'm in.
Yeah. Again, like the utility is what you were watching out for. And, I do hope like Other Side, like, is a banger of a game. I just wish it was more open. I wish like a lot more things were more open. And that's what I feel like was probably like the thing I liked least about Web3 gaming. And I love Web3 gaming. I think it's the absolute future. And there's a lot of great games out there, but it's just the barrier to entry was just too high. And it's like, how do the
Mhm.
younger kids get to come in if like a lot of them are using like their mom's debit card to buy Fortnite V-Bucks, We want to get in there too. Like a lot of those kids want to get in there too. It's just we're priced out.
It's true. Yeah, it's become like a lot of the NFT buying and selling and getting it on the ground floor is become an expensive rich man's game, and it
Yeah.
shouldn't be like that. To really see a thriving economy that uses NFTs, it won't be like that. It can't. I mean, not really. I mean, not to say that won't be in existence, but it will be a minority of what we're seeing. Where it's not going to be a majority of trading volume. That'll be lower dollar items that are trading more frequently.
Yeah.
Things that are like $10, $5, $20, $30.
And then that's where like the blockchain issue comes in, right? Because then we have to like build on a blockchain or like a layer 2 that's sustainable and can handle all of this. Because I don't know if you remembered when Bored Ape Yacht Club had that collab with Adidas, literally Etherscan crashed. That like gas fees, there were gas wars, like things were out of control. So then it makes you think like, okay, we're thinking about mainstream adoption. That's obviously our goal here. What can sustain all of that, and what's affordable? Like you said, like the $10 things that you could trade. Immediately what comes to my mind is, Wax, Polygon. I don't know what the fees are on B&B, but I feel like I used it once. I don't think the fees were terrible there. But again, like, what do you think we should be looking for in a blockchain to play games on? Are there anything that you're thinking of, or you play on mostly some blockchains?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we're starting to see some pretty good solutions. I think we're starting to see some pretty decent solutions, especially on Ethereum with some L2s like Polygon or Immutable. Both
Immutable
really great
too.
solutions. Yeah, both really great solutions for kind of what you need for gaming, which is fairly high throughput. When we talk about blockchain and NFTs and gaming, it's not like every single transaction, every movement of your character is going to be on chain. That'd be ridiculous, right? But the important stuff, and I think that we're starting to see some blockchains that can handle those things. Wax has always been a good one, but there's complications in each one of these blockchains with kind of like their onboarding and the way they have to deal with wallets or user acquisition or user interface. And so sometimes the technology is there, but the user friendliness is not.
Yeah.
And so I mean, I think that we're getting there. We're getting there, but like, so is any one blockchain really like figured it out? No, that's the answer. Is it?
Absolutely,
No,
yeah.
there really hasn't been any one. I think that's like, we nailed it, guys. All right, we got it here. Here it is. Don't worry about it. We got all the things. So every one of them does something really well, but there's no one chain right now or one organization that I would say is like, man, they just nailed every single thing.
Yeah, and I feel like someone in the chat, Captain Jaxie brought up cross-chain. I think cross-chain stuff is great. And of course, I think things should be cross-chain depending on like where you want to move things, whatever. Like if you have an NFT on ETH, you should be able to bridge it over to Wax so you could play around and move around more cheaper. But the bridges are what scared me. Because a lot of these bridges are just hacked. And it's like we need to figure out a way to make cross-chain better.
Yeah.
How do you feel? I don't know. How do you feel about cross-chain?
I love cross-chain capabilities. I'm not gonna lie, but you're right. We've seen a lot of activity, a lot of like hacking activity, and a lot of vulnerabilities come from bridging, right? From different bridges and different cross-chain capabilities. Some of the biggest hacks in the history of crypto have now come from these two-way streets here.
Absolutely.
But it's unavoidable. Like we're gonna have to continue down this path until we get it right, until we can get something that just works really well and plug and plays, because it is a vital key for pushing forward in the greater crypto industry, not just gaming. We definitely need it for gaming too, but in general, just for all of crypto, to have that interoperability is super important. So, I mean, yeah, I think that it's nice to have that, but it is also one of those things that's important to know that, like, hey, it's not easy. Like EVM chains obviously have it easier because of the operability that's already built in there. But when you talk about going from a non-EVM chain to an EVM chain or two non-EVM chains, just back and forth trying to get, mitigate all that data, all those different little idiosyncrasies of each blockchain. It's not easy. We need some sort of standard that that everyone can kind of latch onto, and we'll get there.
I agree.
Not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
We're building.
Yeah.
We're building.
Hashtag building.
Web3. I mean, how do you feel about the metaverse too? Because I feel like it all kind of ties together. Because again, like we were talking about NFT projects, entering the metaverse and being able to use like all your different characters and things like that. How do you feel about the metaverse? Do you think we've achieved a metaverse? What do you picture a metaverse really looking like?
Yeah, I mean, I want that Ready Player One movie style. I
that's
literally
scary.
want just like you know what I'm saying? Like I think that's when you look at that, You're like, that sounds ultimate right there. I
No.
mean,
Oh, it's scary.
scary
It's
because
scary.
why? Because it's so realistic and
Yeah.
so easy.
Yes.
I think that's what people want.
Ugh.
You're gonna have to do it.
No, don't make me. I don't wanna.
You're gonna have to.
Dad, help me. I want to go.
The younger generation is definitely gonna have to deal with AR and VR quite a bit as as things progress here. It's inevitable, and I think that right now we just don't have good hardware for something like that. Really, like to see like that kind of reality become in existence, because it's got to be something that you can be comfortable doing for hours on end.
Yeah.
Like really, for having people to be that immersed into something, to really truly call it like this kind of Ready Player One style immersed virtual reality metaverse. Yeah, you got to have people who are dedicated in there like all the time. So I mean, I don't really think we've seen. I don't think we've seen that yet. We've seen lots of other examples of metaverses, I think. Yeah. I think we see that with some of these kind of like life simulation games. We've seen that for a long time already, though. So it's not much has changed. I think it's just the idea of that as a concept has come to the forefront, and so then you start to see people working towards it as a goal versus it was just a product before of what was just happening in gaming.
Oh, that's not, I feel like, again, like the things we have now are like a progression of obviously what's to come in the future. And I'm scared of like those fully immersive worlds where you feel everything too. Cause I'm already sensitive, Stache. I don't know. Like I put on this Oculus, and when like I was playing some game, I don't know what it was. And it was like a floating whatever. And I fell. And I really felt like I was falling. And I was like, oh my God. It was like when you're in that bad dream, you know? It's horrible. I was like, no, get me out of here. And I was losing it, dude. I was losing it. Do you feel that too? Do you play with like the VR stuff? Do you have any of that?
Yeah, I love VR.
So do you feel that pit in your stomach when you fall? You're like, ooh. No?
I really don't. And I've done so much VR. So like I have a headset here at the house, and I have for quite some time. And then also I love like there's like going out and doing VR at some of these places. They have like some really cool things that are like mapped to different locations, or you're in a room that's big where you can kind of move around.
Oh.
But like one of my favorites was called Void VR, and they had like a big warehouse, and then basically the warehouse, how it was built out was mapped to the VR. So like when you were pushing a button in the VR, like there was 3 buttons, like red, yellow, green, right? There would be 3 buttons in real life that you'd be pushing.
Oh, yes.
That is like built out, so they had this VR game mapped out to the building itself. Wow. So like when you're grabbing a gun off of a rack, like there were actual guns there on the rack. So you saw it in VR, but then you reached out when you went to go fill it, in real life, and you actually picked up a gun.
Wow. That's crazy because it knows where you're going.
It's awesome. It was completely awesome.
Yeah, because even when like you're like setting up like when you have a VR set and you initially put it on, you have to like draw your circle, like your safety circle or something, and it has a camera, so obviously it sees everything you're doing everywhere you're going, which is another thing that's scary. Like where is this all this footage going? But again, like I do think that's really cool. Like how again you can map out like a whole park, like instead of like those laser tag parks, like you're gonna have like VR parks. Yeah. With like laser tag and really cool immersive stuff like that. That's pretty dope. So you went to one of these?
Yeah, so it was called Void VR. Like it was like a like standalone VR experience. And they have a couple of them, but this one was really good. It was like Star Wars themed, and I'm telling you, some of the best VR stuff I've ever experienced for sure.
Yeah, Flappy Bird is the wave though, Frosted Flake for sure. Flappy Bird. That's the real game right there. Flappy Bird. Oh my gosh, I remember when that got removed from the App Store because people were like throwing their phones and stuff. They got so frustrated at Flappy Bird. Did you play Flappy Bird?
Nope, not my style of game.
Oh, you missed out on that. I loved it. It's now in Dave & Buster's if you want. But it was so frustrating because you couldn't get it through the little hoop-de-loops. It was... And it was like your fingers got tired while you were clicking it, and it was like you had to stay concentrated. And for Gen Z, like we don't have an attention span to focus and keep clicking. People got frustrated. I remember it was all over Vine and whatever. But
it was all over Vine or whatever. Bring back Vine.
Bring back Vine. Elon, come on, bro. He teased us with that. He teased us. Listen, Stache, you're amazing, man. Can you please tell everyone where they can find you and tell them, listen, we already know your resume. You're a good speaker, top-notch moderator, a secret agent, top NFT gamer, top Web2 gamer, better Stache than Dr. Disrespect. Dr. Disrespect, if we ever come friends, I'm sorry. And yeah, you're top-notch Zesty fam. So thank you, Stache, for coming. And where can everyone find you? Tell us about everything you do, your content, and give us a message. Speaking from the heart. It could be about In-N-Out Burger, your mustache, how to maintain it, your secret agent outfit, anything. Tell us.
Well, you want to find old Stache here? You know, you can find me just about any day in Discord, which is fun. In the our GIA Discord, but streaming most days of the week. So you can find me Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday and Friday. Sometimes Wednesday, just depends. So definitely follow on Twitch, on YouTube for all those things, and then dropping a video 2 per week. So. That's definitely where you want to keep your eye and subscribe if you're on YouTube. But I'm looking forward to some of the cool things we got coming up, including a sandbox game, Secret Agent Stache sandbox game that is coming up here. Yeah, in the next couple months, we'll see by summertime. I think we'll see it. So,
ooh, what do you need to enter that? How do we prepare?
You get to go on a mission. You get to go on a mission with me, Secret Agent Stache.
Oh, sheesh. I am ready. It is a party time. Go on,
a real life mission, yeah.
Let's go.
There we go. It's perfect. See, and you'll have to utilize disguises in the game. You have to utilize good disguises.
Yeah, I got this.
It's perfect.
Yeah. Give us your zesty message.
Yeah. So my zesty message is screw trading. Don't worry about coins. Up and down, doesn't matter. Go game. Just go out there and game. Have fun.
It's beautiful.
And if you want to come game with us, you're more than welcome.
Yes, please go hang out with Stache. He has an awesome channel. Oh wait, hold on. I dropped your Twitter in the live chat, your website in the live chat, your Discord, and now your YouTube's is now in the live chat as well. All of this is also in the description, so make sure you check out Crypto Stache. You give him a follow, give him some love, give him some zest, and Little Stache says hello too. Thank you guys again for coming. I really do appreciate every single person that came today. Thank you, Stache. I appreciate you so much. I'm happy we're friends. I'm happy we're zesty friends. I hope you guys have a great weekend. A happy Friday. And if you enjoyed the show, please smash the likes, subscribe, share the stream out with friends, and comment after this is over how you feel about Secret Agent Stache, the future of NFT gaming. Let us know. Have a great weekend and stay zesty, my friends. Peace.